Good evening. It's Mike. Happy Football Thursday. Welcome back, NFL. It is Thursday, September 7th. This is your daily market update and option flow review. Okay, guys, it's one of those kind of really weird days out there. Well, I really didn't like the action under the hood that was going on. So just dive into it. So first things first today, not a lot of range in the indexes. The SPY, the flag remains intact. This little pennant held the 8-day again. Qs, similar nature, right? So get this done right for you. Nice little move here, held in well, stronger all day. And the IWM was kind of like the wicked stepchild of the day, right? Just can't do anything, coming back down. Another downtrend established in the IWM. Can never seem to hold its gains well. Banks remain, energy held in today, sorry. Didn't have much flow, any flow into there really at all today. Held in, didn't do much of anything. The hurricane, I'm sure, is still playing on all this. The banks remain very weak. But let's just talk about the banks, because we saw flow for the first time today into a couple of those names. And Bank of America caught a 50,000 option block in September 29th, 2350 calls. That was a nice sized one. Then they came in and swept some more of those a little later on. That's the first big one we've seen to the banks in a while here. So maybe they're finally starting to find a bottom. I don't know. Below the 200-day, lost all the moving averages. I'm not really bullish on this thing right now. C a little bit better, still looks real weak here. Goldman Sachs looks horrible. JP Morgan, which is best in breed, not doing much better, looks bad as well, coming to the 200-day. They also hit Wells Fargo Chase into the June calls again. The June 55s. I don't know. I'm waiting here for some better action. This is a start, but nothing I wanted to go into. We're going to save biotech for last because that's really where all the action was today. The other thing that really went on today is they were buying the gold miners, left, right, and center, individual names all over the place here today. I didn't touch them. GDX is seeing some call buying even here late a little bit. I don't know. I'm just kind of watching this. But let's talk about things that look good. BABA caught 3 sweepers today. It's at the downtrend here. You can see it's right at this downtrend, couldn't break through. It caught an October 170 call sweeper for $1 million. It caught a weekly 172.50 call sweeper, and then a September 177.50 call sweeper, 500 of those. I have no position in BABA. It was on my radar. I was watching it today. I did not take it yet. What else saw the stuff that was interesting? Yelp saw a weird one. September 22nd, 49 calls. You see on that pop here? I didn't take it. Don't know. I was looking for news. Didn't come. Left it alone. Twitter today was on our talk this morning for a breakout possibility if it broke the 200-day. It broke it. I was busy in biotech. I missed it, but called it out to you guys on the live private Twitter feed. And they did come after September 17 calls late. I do think this has a date right here, 1760. That is the top of the gap. Whether it has power to get in that gap or not, we'll see when it gets there. FAY, which was upgraded this morning, had a nice day, held the gap, closing strong, and they came after September 15 calls, 1,800 of them. So it might be something to follow through there tomorrow. What else before we get into biotech world? Because that's where I want to spend my time today. Deere. Deere caught a big buyer. Deere caught a big buyer. December 115 calls, $600,000 were swept, and they came back and they hit it again for another $600,000+. So that was into the lows here. We have this big bear flag on Deere. We want to keep an eye on this one. That's some big money laid out in Deere here. Everything else at this point was blah. Put action, PGR stands out. That's Prudential Insurance. This is a hurricane play that they're going after. They bought the September 45 calls. On the rumor mill trip, we've seen call buying in this the last couple of days. We had a rumor that Janus is taking a stake, and they hit the weekly 45.50s, and they just came back and hit the September 50s. So that's something we'll keep an eye on. And I do want to point out in the Qs, the September 29th 143 puts, right here, we had a big sweeper into that. They hit them for 10,600 of them. So we keep seeing some big put call buying going on in the indexes here. It's just something to keep our eyes on. All right, let's talk biotech, because biotech was one of the things that was on my radar this morning, and boy, did that pay off. We're talking about names like Regen. Well, Regen had bad news just before the open and got smacked, so we immediately took that off the list. But then they started coming right away for names like AZN and Gilead and BMY. I jumped on AZN Common quickly, got in at 31.32, wrote it up for a nice little win on Common, and I took myself out of it, and I took myself out of it on this pull in the market. It had me nervous, but I did go back in and buy the December 35 calls. AZN is closing high, and I bought them at 40 cents. They look good. I think it has a date a little higher here. So that was a good one. AGN, they hit weeklies on it right here on the open. I tried to fill at 0.40, couldn't get in. Nice little move. Gilead, they came after all day. And I do mean all day. Oh, by the way, AZN, back to AZN real quick. They didn't just hit the open. They've been coming in all afternoon. October 32.50 calls, October 32.50 calls, December 35s, December 32s. This has a big gap to fill. It's a big move for it. It might need a couple of days rest here around the 100-day and halfway through this gap. We'll see how this plays out. Gilead, another name. I was in calls. I followed the initial call sweeper into Gilead, into the September 82.50s. There was 4,700 of them in there. I took them out for a very small profit, but it was a win on that pull, and I wish I hadn't, because that thing ran all afternoon. And they kept coming. They hit the October 85s. They hit the October 1382s. And late now, they've hit the October 1384s now at this point, twice. It's a name I'll keep watching. BMY was a name I was talking about last night, and I wanted to be long this. I was looking at it, and I got caught up in the other names, and I missed this one. It happens. They hit that one big, though. September 60s, December 67.50s, December 65s, January 62.50s, 300,000 of them. And late in the day, they came in. September 62.50s, they're still buying that. They were buying LLY, including into here late into LLY. So they hit LLY September 82 and 83s early, and then they just bought the 82.50s, $165,000 plus of them here. You can see they want big farmer. ABBV saw a lot of flow. AVI, huge move. Can't touch that here for me. VRX saw some weeklies, and then some April 18s got bought. Amgen saw some action to September 182.50s. You guys get the idea. They were going after the bigger pharma names, not the biotech. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on these and see if we can get a day two on these. By the way, while we're watching this, FCX has been a name I like to play. FCX is seeing some action here late into January 2019, 17 calls. Nah. Let me put that out there for you guys. Overall, good day in the markets, but just something didn't feel right. Breadth was bad all day, guys. You know, for a day that was pretty good, we've been very, very thin to win. Maybe a little rotation game going on here. Facebook. So you got a big buyer in Facebook here. October 140 calls, 2.7 million because they're going deep in the money. That's a big fund. Who knows? Can't touch it. I've been watching for flow all day. Very little on Facebook. It's one of the reasons I didn't play it. But I do like the name here. It's a good looking name. It was a good setup. I didn't take it because there was no flow. It's kind of like Baba and Netflix. No flow. Netflix, by the way, hit that 180 and pulled right off of it twice. So we'll have to see how that sets up. Google's had a nice day today, but nothing, you know, looking at it, nice day, still kind of trapped in this range. Same thing with Amazon. You guys get the idea here. It's been, for me, a little bit of a frustrating day, but I'm sticking to my plan. I made money, had a nice day, took my profits early, and basically sat back and watched this. We talked about NVIDIA being off of our list here. And again, look at this. Very hard to play this today. You had a nice ramp up, no call flow, and then it came all the way back down. It's kind of just out of play. AMD weak here, selling back off now, losing this whole upper level it just took. Just a tough market. I continue to play with the option flow and follow the option flow as much as I can at this point. We get more volume back on Monday. There is talk, just so we're all aware, North Korea has their Independence Day on Saturday. South Korea is talking about them usually doing something provocative, so we'll look at that and see how that goes from there. Guys, I'm putting this out there for free. If this is something you like, every day I do a morning video of the setups. We do live private Twitter feed with all the option flow positions and going in and out of the action. I'm seeing it live streaming throughout the day when appropriate, and we close the video every night. If you're interested, please sign up. Join me at smartoptiontrading.com. Hope to see you. Everybody have a great night. Enjoy the first day of football, and I'll be back going full stream tomorrow morning.